Play sauce.
Sauce?
Yeah, SOS, sauce.
I knew.
This is Athena Dye, our resident yapper, bloodthirsty girly, and technical designer.
So this is Natalie Pellman. She's yapper number 2. And she's our senior concept artist here.
This is Chad. He's one of our very talented back-end engineers.
And this is Colton. He's an engineer on, when I say Seekers, I mean like the characters that you are controlling and moving around the maps.
I think the way that I would describe our game is like if League's presentation kind of met Dark and Darker and Tarkov's gameplay loop.
A lot of our controls, camera, and characters are going to be familiar for players who play games like League or Dota, but those who are familiar with the extraction genre, games like Tarkov and such, might find themselves being pushed a little bit in the pace because it's a lot more brawlery. We pull a lot of inspiration from games like Battle Right, but the stakes of extraction is still there, so if you make a mistake, you might be punished for it.
So one of the things I think Seekers does is it makes extraction and MOBAs more accessible than both of those genres.
I've tried other games like Tarkov or Hunt Showdown where like I did not feel like I had a fun or successful run after like 10, 12 hours. And I feel like you can really feel the fuel of the excitement and engagement in our game within like the first hour or two.
The game loop is really meant to be played in these 3 different maps. The capped map can help you build up a stash. The uncapped map is where you go to, you fight bosses, you get sort of the best gear that you can. And now that you're kitted out, what do? A third map, what we're calling internally like the high stakes map.
My biggest takeaway designing these maps is sort of just how different of a player experience different players want, not just across different, mastery levels, but also just at different times, like what players want. Maybe they want a more casual experience one day, and the cap map is great for that.
If you are a player who wants to see how deep this mastery tree can take you, you can take what you've learned in the cap map and you can go into the uncapped map.
Which is this just completely lawless, everything goes, all gear power, all players, all the time kind of map. There's like a bunch of teams that can queue in, it's huge. There's like a bunch of systems, underground tunnels, everything. And maybe another day they really want to sweat, they really want to be bloodthirsty, and we open up our high stakes map for them, and they go to town and murder everybody in that map. Don't put at me.
Definitely it will be like the sort of high tier player, high geared player. It doesn't have to be for everyone, but we see it as like the in-game experience for sure.
You think you're good at this game, prove it.
I think as we've looked away from RPGs and MMOs and turned our gaze towards MOBAs and PvP games and other extraction games, that we've really started to shift a little bit the way that we've been making Seekers and designing Seekers.
We thought the game was going to be way more PvE focused at first and more about sneaking around and avoiding other players, really similar to other extraction games. But the more we played, the more we found team fights just super fun.
We've also really leaned into making sure every single Seeker has a little bit of a unique play style that other Seekers don't. So every time a player picks up a new Seeker, it feels like they're almost playing the game a completely different way.
I'm really excited for our newest Seeker that we've just recently play tested, Strix, who's this awesome, sneaky, predatory owl archer. I just always immediately gravitate towards the long-range characters and snipers and bow and arrow characters, and he's our longest range character yet by almost double, so you can really fulfill that fantasy of kind of standing in the back lines, poking at people, and landing those precision shots. That's just been super satisfying for me. A ripe area of opportunity for us that we talk a lot about at the studio is, what does an extraction hero look like?
Yeah.
We're trying to think of ways that we might be able to manipulate this genre from a hero standpoint. What if there was a character that could steal from other characters' bags or something like that? Probably super broken, but we're just starting to explore this space of like, can I manipulate vision? Can I manipulate the map in a certain way that's going to give me an advantage over other people in this specific genre?
On the art side, while we're still working to flesh out our roster of characters, we're really excited about all the possible and potential Seekers that we can make, and something really important to us is to have Seekers of all shapes, sizes, colors, and overall have a very diverse, eclectic, and inclusive cast of characters that will hopefully appeal to a lot of different players. You know, we got little guys, pretty girls, big guys, big girls, and even some animals. So hopefully, you know, we'll have a Seeker that really resonates with you.
I'm most excited for just getting players in for longer sessions. We have been doing limited tests so that we could be really focused on like one map or one new Seeker. And this will be an opportunity for us to open it up for longer and really see like what that full core loop is instead of being really focused on one thing that we're testing.
Definitely a little nervous about going into closed beta. You know, it's more eyes on us, more people playing our game, but I'm also really excited because I love playtest nights. I always have fun playing with y'all, even when you kill me.
So one thing I'm super excited about is that chance to really look into expanding the depth of our game. More Seekers, more maps, more everything. Sort of crafting out this meta with the players together. Like and subscribe.
Play our game.
Seekers
You can kill
of
us.
Skyveil. Play Seekers.
Peace out, gamers.